Today, we're looking at a short clip that has aviation watchers buzzing. 4 mysterious J-36 type aircraft, which are flying in formation around a Y-20 strategic transport. On camera, the formation looks deliberate, not a casual training hop. And that raises a big question. Is the J-36 actually in service with the People's Liberation Army Air Force, or are we watching a carefully staged flight test and media rollout? Today, we'll run through the facts, the signals, and what this means for the PLA Air Force and regional air power. First, what did the video actually show? The Y-20, China's large transport, is unmistakable. High wing and that characteristic silhouette. Escorting it were 4 tailless, heavy stealth jets with a distinctive double-delta planform and blended fuselage. The airframe doesn't look like a modified J-20 or a stretched J-16. Its lines and proportions instead match recent images and clips circulated online under the label J-36. These same visual sightings and short videos have been collected and analyzed by aviation outlets over the past several months. When an aircraft that has previously only been seen in test videos appears in formation with a strategic transport, analysts pay attention. There are 3 straightforward interpretations. 1. This is evidence that the J-36 has moved from early flight testing into a limited operational evaluation. The kind of phased testing where prototypes are paired with existing aircraft to validate communications, mission systems, and formation flying. 2. The flight is a publicity demonstration, a PR push to signal capability while the platform is still immature. And 3. It's an experimental sortie where the prototype is simply leveraging the Y-20 as a chase/recovery platform or as a convenient camera platform, with no implication of service status. All 3 are plausible. The video alone cannot prove full operational service. So, what do open-source analysts say about the J-36 itself? The J-36 is described in recent reporting as a very heavy, stealthy combat aircraft, part of a broader Chinese push toward a 2-track development of advanced manned fighters. Some outlets characterize it as a potential long-range air superiority platform, or even a stealthy interdictor capable of carrying large missile loads internally. Others view it as a technology demonstrator that showcases features such as low observable shaping, internal bays, and advanced sensors, rather than a finished, mass-produced fighter. In short, the aircraft's form factor suggests a heavy role, but its precise mission set remains debated. What specific evidence would show in service rather than testing? There are several reliable open-source markers. First, serial numbers and formal unit markings on multiple airframes appearing repeatedly in different locations. That's how aircraft transition from prototypes to a type in service. Second, the presence of logistics and support elements. Specialized ground equipment, maintenance crews in standardized unit uniforms, or basing at an operational airbase rather than a flight test center. Third, doctrine and tasking. If an aircraft is visibly integrated into routine patrols, strategic transport escorts, or exercises that use operational call signs and mission tapes, that is stronger evidence of service. None of these markers is obvious in the clip under discussion. The jets look clean and prototype-like. There are only a few sightings to date, and the wider reporting still treats the type as flight testing and developmental. Why would the PLA fly J-36S with a Y-20 even if the J-36 isn't fully operational? There are practical and messaging reasons. Practically, pairing a large transport with a developing fighter provides an opportunity to test data links, formation avionics, and the fighter's sensors against a large radar cross-section target. It lets engineers validate fuel planning, climb/altitude profiles, and navigation interoperability. From a messaging perspective, China has in recent years used selective visuals to shape external perceptions, showing advanced hardware on deliberate flights to communicate technological progress and deterrent signaling. A tightly choreographed image of stealth jets escorting a strategic transport sends a lot of international signals, even if the hardware is still in limited test status. Let's talk capability hypotheses. Based on the airframe size and design cues, analysts propose several likely roles. One hypothesis: the J-36 is a heavy, long-legged air superiority fighter designed to operate at range with large internal fuel and weapons capacity, perhaps emphasizing standoff missiles and electronic warfare pods. Another possibility. The design trades favor an interdictor or missile truck that can carry multiple long-range anti-ship or land attack missiles internally to preserve stealth on ingress. A third view is that the platform is a mothership in 6th-gen thinking, a manned node that manages swarms of loyal wingman drones and loiters at standoff range while coordinating networked strikes. The actual role could be a hybrid of these. What's important here is the aircraft's size and blended shape. Both point to missions beyond short-range dogfighting and lean toward endurance, reach, and payload. Now, the operational implications of the J-36 are moving into service. First, it would add a new class of heavy, potentially stealth-optimized manned asset to the PLA Air Force's inventory. That could complicate adversary air defense planning because a heavy stealth platform with long range and integrated sensors changes how air superiority and strike missions are sequenced. Second, if paired with advanced ISR, data links, and unmanned systems, the J-36 could become a central element of networked strike packages, freeing lighter fighters for different missions and extending China's reach. Third, exporting or showing such a platform operates politically. It strengthens China's bargaining power in regional defense narratives and could accelerate countermeasures by neighbors and their allies. These are potential outcomes. They depend entirely on production numbers, doctrine, and real-world reliability. But let's be cautious. Chinese defense projects have a track record of unveiling prototypes and imagery long before serial production. Images circulate, commentators speculate, and months or years go by before full operational deployment, if it happens at all. There are also incentives for staged appearances. Testing in slightly staged conditions gives designers and operators a controlled environment to evaluate systems while maximizing the propaganda value. Until we see repeated deployments, unit markings, pilot briefings, or state media acknowledging operational squadrons, the conservative assessment is that the J-36 is an advanced developmental platform moving through flight tests and limited operational evaluations rather than a widely fielded combat type. How should we read further sightings? Track patterns over time. A single escorted sortie is interesting. Multiple sorties from different bases, integrated exercises, and a growing fleet of airframes with unit markings would shift the assessment toward service entry. Also watch for Defense Ministry statements, official parade inclusions, or procurement budgets listing serial production. Those are unambiguous. In the meantime, open-source imagery analysis, satellite-based monitoring, and aviation spotter reporting will remain the best publicly available indicators of the J-36's transition from prototype to operational jet. In conclusion, the footage of 4 J-36 type jets escorting a Y-20 is a strong sign that the type is maturing. Engineers and operators are testing formation flying, data links, and perhaps mission systems. But maturity is not the same as operational service. The balance of open-source evidence still suggests a developmental aircraft in an advanced flight test and evaluation phase, rather than a fully fielded, combat-ready type deployed across PLA Air Force units. Watching for recurring appearances, unit markings, basing changes, and official procurement signals over the next months will tell us whether that balance shifts. Right now, the J-36 is no longer a rumor. It's real in the sky, but whether it is yet in service remains, from an open-source standpoint, an open question.